Starts with this guy.
Questions for Monty?
Following his lead.
Not really. You know, I've heard the reports. You know, we're still processing information. We haven't talked to any doctors. Certainly haven't talked to our doctors on a day when we're getting ready for a game. You know, my focus tonight is Utah and trying to get Jefferson this post game under control and make sure our pick and roll defense is executed properly. But I understand the desire to get more information, but we just don't have it right now.
Are you hoping for finality? So we won't have to keep it?
No, I don't mind. Look, I don't mind the questions. I get it. You know, but if I don't have the information, it's hard for me to give you guys anything, and that's part of my job. I'm the one that has to stand up every day and say, okay, I know, I don't know. I wish I had more, but I don't. Yes, I'd love for this to be over and for Eric to be healthy and playing, but that's not what we have right now.
Let's say if the 4 to 6 week reports are accurate.
Yeah.
How does this accelerate Austin's growth, perhaps, in the league?
I hope it does. You know, Austin's getting more minutes right now at the 1 and 2 than he probably would get if Eric was playing. I think that would bode well for us going forward. And yet, you know, if you had Eric on the floor, I think we'd be a better team as far as production is concerned. But a lot of guys are getting an opportunity to be in that spot. And the thing I like about our team is nobody's running. You know, everybody's taking those shots down the stretch. AD he's a pain on the bench when he wants to get back into the game. I mean, he's coach, tapping me on the side. Come on, coach. I'm like, dude, sit down. And you love that about him. So I think we're growing up on the fly, and all tough times give you an opportunity to grow, and this is no different.
Do you feel a pressing need, perhaps now to find another scoring guard or another scorer?
Not pressing. Obviously, you like to have, you missed 20 points that Eric brings to the table, and at the same time, guys got to step up. We've had situations here since I've been here. It is what it is. Guys wanting to leave, to injuries, to whatever. Guys got to play. Everybody's overpaid, so you got to go out there and do your job. And if you get an opportunity, go out there and show them.
Everybody else is healthy tonight?
Yes. Right. Guys are a bit sore, but it's just normal soreness. Nobody's in a situation where they're going to demand less minutes that I have to sit out. Guys are in pretty good shape.
How do you feel about playing Utah? Big team, you had success against them last season. Push the tempo. You're looking for more pushing the tempo with your team and not stopping transition.
Well,
what do you think about this?
They do things that we want to stop anyway. You don't want to allow any team points in transition. They just do it really well in the preseason and in the game they've played. Where they've hurt teams and they've hurt us in the past is offensive rebounds, points in the paint. The last game, I think we gave up 56 to San Antonio. That's too high. And hello.
Sorry, Monty.
Good Lord.
How are you?
Good thing you don't smell bad.
Okay.
But we certainly want to keep those guys out of our paint. We can't allow them to run. And Mo Williams is somebody you really got to. And I think Marvin is playing free now. I think he's out to prove that he's better than people gave him credit for. So they got a number of things you have to take into account.
You feel this is a kind of a challenging 2-game stretch for your young team?
Every game for us is a challenge. When you have young guys, we have guys who are 19, 20, 21 years old playing against men. That's a challenge. So it's going to become normal for us sooner or later, hopefully sooner.
I think you were touching on it when I intruded your space.
Yeah, you were a little...
I was on a sprint from Coach Gordon. But their collection of bigs, like they just bring one after another.
Yeah.
How do you combat that, and what's your thoughts on that?
Well, we have the same thing. We bring Ryan and Jason in the game. A lot of teams don't want to deal with that, so we don't think that's going to be something we're at a deficit. We feel like we have bigs who can compete with anybody in the league. So, may the best bigs win.
You played Jason and Ryan together. I don't know if Jason would classify as a stretch big, but he definitely plays. Is there something you're seeing in that combination that stretches the floor and does some things to opponents?
You really think I'm going to tell you that so you can go down there and?
Well, I'm done with him.
Yeah, I bet. There you go.
All right.
Awkward, right?
Sure. It's on tape. I don't need to run it.
All right. See you.